Joe Kleen, Southern Hospitality, February 16th, 1990, 220. John walked up the sidewalk in the direction of the scenic railroad for 20 seconds, then returned to the bus. Pausing to wipe the mist from his face before stepping on board the minibus, he enters and stands next to Edurus, but looks towards the back of the bus and declares loudly, "Edurus, I think that did the trick, but I may have to repeat the process at other stops. I promise I won't keep us beyond your 2 minutes, but good golly, Miss Molly, leg cramps could be the very devil. Ever get 'em?" "No, not really," Edurus responds, closing the door to the minibus. "Yeah," John says as he places his hand on Justin's shoulder on his way to Lois in the middle seat. "Like a lot of problem things start cropping up when you hit middle age." As he sits next to his wife, he adds, "40s aren't so bad, though, at least not so far." The farther they traveled northward away from Basse-Terre Bay, the less storm damage was present, and Edurus was able to approach speeds closer to the 65 kph marked on the ring road signs outside the capital city. As they slowed at both Canada and Keys Village, Joe scanned ahead to see what obstacle was impeding their speedy progress, but only spied village signs that announced small centers of population. The ring road speed limit was higher outside the villages than within, and storm damage on the northeastern side of the island was less of a governor than it had been between the Hyatt and the scenic railroad. When they reached the first visibly larger population center of Caen, the propensity for the posted limit to be 40 as opposed to 65 kph was predominant, and Bear began to emit unintelligible grumblings from his hindmost seat. Caen was soon left behind, but traveling through Phillips Village, Mansion, Tabernacle, and Bellevue, along with Sadler's and Parsons, seems to create a sort of Tourette syndrome response within Bear that built up with each encountered speed limit drop until his sub-vocalized grumblings became vocalized and then projected complaints that all could hear. By the time they had covered the 20 kilometers from the scenic railroad to Beaumont Park, one would have thought Bear was speaking in forked devil's tongue, and as Edurus pulls the minibus to the side of the road, Joe stands and says, "Wow, guess those leg cramps must be catching. Think I'd better go for a walk too," before bringing Misty's hands to his lips and kissing it. "Looks like I'm going to get misted on, Misty. Keep my seat for me, won't you?" "You bet," Misty replies, nodding and smiling. Justin stands and says, "You know what the bear did, right?" "I'm sorry," Edurus says, opening the minibus's door. "The bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain to see what he could see," he sings. "Come on, Schmoey, let's go have a quick look at the blue sea and the Misty, shall we?" "I think I'll stay right here," Phil says. "See you in 2 minutes." "Count on it," Joey says, adding, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all good children go to heaven, as he steps out of the bus and into the open air. As Justin and Joe leave the bus, Lois takes John's hand and softly sings, "Give me some men who are stout-hearted men who will fight for the right they adore. Start me with 10 who are stout-hearted men, and I'll soon give you 10,000 more." Turning his head towards his wife, John asks, "Show tunes?" Now it's come down to show tunes, as he squeezes her hand, releases it, and draping his arm across her back, brings her to him.